Okay, director's commentary. That was really cheesy. Director's commentary.
Of I'm Not in Love.
80 music video. Yeah. Starting. You.
So that we were just describing everything as it goes along, weren't we? So we just pause for each bit that we want to talk about. So for this bit we decided to put towards the end, we wanted to add this to give a kind of, I don't know, it's almost like breaking the fourth wall a bit.
Yeah, we wanted it to have more layers
of reality.
Yeah, of reality, because the idea is that he's actually dreaming this situation,
but he's dreaming it on the television.
Yeah, and then people are watching that dream on the television. So it's just like
and then
a
we're
really
watching them watch that,
like Illuminati confirmed type thing. But yeah, we originally actually were gonna have having a family watch it on set in a 70s film on a 70s TV.
But 70s TV sets cost a hell of a lot of money.
And we just couldn't find one for a good price. So
less than like £800.
Yeah. But we thought it would actually work if we had it in modern day, because it allowed us to reference the movie.
It's Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
I know, I was just going to mess it up if I even attempted to say it as myself.
By Michael Gondry.
There we go, thank you. It kind of makes it more of like a story, the fact that it's set in modern times and it was...
Yeah.
Like, and then the actual music video itself isn't in the 70s. It kind of gives a separation where it's just like... It's a really... deep story. Does that make sense?
It's an eternal story.
Yeah, that's
it's
the word.
Like timeless.
How does that work?
You mentioned Eternal Sunshine, didn't you? So we did the
we're gonna get wait till it actually zooms in. Sorry. Okay.
So we did the neon bit because obviously like the 70s it was neon, disco lights. That was like one part of the 70s.
That was kind of the 80s.
No, it's the 70s. Studio 54, Joe.
Okay, sorry.
Neon.
But it was also, it kind of gives it a romantic vibes with the glowing pink and the romantic feminine font and stuff. It was nice.
Should we continue?
Oh, we probably should go back to that shot.
Oh, what have you done?
I don't know. Messed up. Okay.
So this was the first shot we ever seen, actually, wasn't it?
Yes.
First shot we ever seen.
This was the first
scene we ever shot.
And this was the main inspiration of our music video in a whole. This is when we first set up set in my front room with our 70s themed look with the sofa. We did a whole
Everything.
thing. Yeah, we brought in vinyls, we brought in record players, we brought in books, and this was the scene where James was realising
he wants to go back.
He wants to go back, and he's in love with this girl. And originally, Rosa was that girl who's in the thing behind it, and he was just going to realise that he was in love with her. That it was more than that. But then we got the idea about having another girl entirely, and that his original relationship had ended with that girl, and he realises he is still in love with her, not Rosa sleeping behind him. Something that just kind of, I don't know, we just really liked the idea of.
It was a good change, really, I think.
We kept on adding layers to this. I'm just like realising how many layers are in this narrative / video overall. Onions have layers. Okay, moving on. Oh, that backfired. Okay. So the significance of this shot, we have to do every shot. Yeah, don't we?
Yeah.
The significance of this shot is, do you want to talk about it?
So it's like, it's just that kind of, so he goes to the, this was actually the theme from the very beginning, actually, was that he would go to different locations that he had spent time with Ruthie at, alone in the modern period of time, and reminisce. So obviously the lake, we then later see him and Ruthie at the lake. So this is him, it's like the first part of his...
I'm fine, Mum, thank you.
There's more panna cotta.
A bit, what?
So yeah, it's just kind of like this was the very beginning of his journey.
Yeah.
He's gone to the lake. He's sat there. The smoke. What was the significance of the smoking?
We just thought it would make him look more masculine and badass.
In the 70s.
Yeah.
Well.
So I personally wanted to smoke because it made him look more masculine. I think and it make him look, and we were really
Edginess,
scared
like
about
we
were really scared about him looking young. And we didn't want. Oh, sorry, I thought my mum was coming. We wanted him to look older, so I thought the illusion of him smoking would make him look.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. Gang. There's so much we have to cut out of this.
Just leave the whole thing.
So that was the reason we wanted to do it. Also, it kind of gives like the stereotypes of it, like the air of mystery and the sad connotations of it. He looks so lonely.
It is like
he looks
just
so
kind of
lonely. Yeah.
The way you could even say the way he throws the cigarette is the way he cast away Ruthie, or has been cast away by Ruthie.
The tea has been spilt. Or sipped.
Carelessness and cruel.
Also, this is significantly colour graded in a cooler sense. Way more blues and greens, duskier as well. The
Colder
duskier
temperature.
What is it called? The noise and the fadeness throughout the entire music video is the representation of the fact that it's a dream or their memories. And then with the realistic shots, the shot beforehand, it's clear, it's warm, it's not as faded and has as much noise as these shots because that was in the real time in real life. That was like a little another layer we added. But yeah, continue. It's just a silly face.
So this was just kind of iconography, really.
Yeah.
Like we've got the 70s Kodak and the Polaroids of James, and that's actually the current girlfriend. So it's that kind of. Yeah. It just shows
it kind
the
of
audience.
Reimburses this era with
reimburses what shops do.
Okay. Sorry. And also the overall warmness of this shot. It's really loads of orange and yellow and red tones. We're keeping it like very 70s itself. And also James comes by near to the end of the shot and drops the Polaroid, which we are made to think that it is of an old Polaroid of Ruthie, which is it is, but yeah. Carrying on. Stop, we're gone.
So like the cycling shots, again, they kind of connote the journey that he's going through, both physical and metaphysical. It's a journey of he learns what he learns, but it's also he used a vintage bicycle in like a kind of suburban area that could pass for 70s. So it's again remaining with that iconography, not to mention the car.
Was that a
Volvo?
We also should talk about the colour grading. So we've used a mixture of colours, but the main base of it was teal and orange, to bring in reinforce this more older film look. Bring in like the 70s vibes again. We also have his main costume throughout his dream state, which was double denim. Can't go wrong. I just realised it was double denim. And his Swiss jumper.
Is it Swiss? I think it was a Christmas jumper.
For Christmas, yeah.
It's like that typical kind of 70s jumper, basically.
And it had the colours as well. They all linked together, and he had like brown lace-up shoes on. So that was really good. But yeah, like you said, it was the cycling scenes are more of a metaphorical image of him going through his memories and travelling to Ruthie through his dream state. Just because I call you up, don't get me wrong, do we talk about lip syncing? So lip syncing. So we had the idea. We weren't originally going to have James lip syncing at all in this music video, but we decided, not that late in the production, like halfway.
Later.
Really?
I'd say later.
But in in the
Oh, no,
grand
it wasn't
scheme,
it,
in the grand
yeah.
scheme, it kind of falls halfway.
Yeah, I guess so.
We wanted him to lip sync, and it was nothing. We just, and if anything, it made the production 10 times better. The fact that we conformed to so many more conventions because of it, and it added just a whole other depth. Sorry, I just cut you out. But so, oh yeah, sorry. We and this also connected with the idea of the fact that the story was appearing on TV, because this was a bit where we were like, he's going to fully connect to the audience, he's going to address the audience. We wanted to look really TV, so we put on like an old grain filter with like the lines, used a plain blank background, so all focus was on him. This is more of George Hill than the character within the story.
Yeah.
This is George Hill performing the song.
You can see he's got more contemporary clothes.
Yeah, but still fits into could classify as a 70s era, but this is more of his style, with the more dressed up and with the glasses as well, which differentiates him from the character cycling. So this is definitely more George Hill performing his song to his audience, which he really liked the idea of. The slow dramatic zoom as well was really it makes it more intense. It builds up the tension, and like the climax at the end on the last lip syncing shot of him, this really gets the emotion in of the you'll when we get there you'll see. But yeah, anything, Dad?
I feel like there is, but I can't remember.
Okay, when we get there we'll get there. Yeah.
So this scene, what we wanted, because we wanted the ethereal kind of dreamlike thing to come through, we wanted him to come across a car. It's like almost fate. The car's being placed there for him. The engine's running, the door's open. We have no idea why this car's there, how it's got there.
It was supposed to look really random,
know, but he just walks up to it, gets in, and thus continues his journey. And it's kind of that ethereal dream idea we were going for, the step into the unreal world, and his memories. This was originally going to take place in a park. However, this was just a more convenient location for all of us to get to, and the fact that it was basically practically empty, and it was and thank God for the weather as well. The fact that it was raining that day was I think made it look so much nicer. What's the word? I can't remember if there's a word for that. Pathetic fallacy.
Really reinforces it, and the fact I really like these shots, especially the sequence of them. So he was just supposed to, and it does, it looks like he's just fallen upon this car, which he gets onto, and then leads into his next set of memories, so another story's coming into role here. This shot was to show the significance of the bike, but also showing him moving on to the next story, with him out of there's a cat, I just can't remember what it smells like.
He like leaves the bike behind,
leaves to another, and goes on to a new memory. The shot has the same significance of him getting into car, taking control of the new story, and moving on to his next memory, including Ruthie. So the significance of the shots in the back of the cab. This is now officially moving on to memories of him and Ruthie. I feel like
it's kind of him. It was just trying to show as best as we can how good the relationship that they had was. Like, they're in the taxi, they're all lovey-dovey, like, fall asleep in your arm.
And it shows trust within the relationship. It makes them seem really, like, serious. It makes them look like they're in a serious relationship. However, the significance of facial expressions really come into these shots, because
you see James, she's kind of asleep and comfortable. Yeah, James is like...
But it so deteriorates, and it so becomes James now. He was originally looking at her, then he's looking away, and then later on he's isolated, he's by himself in the back of the taxi, like she's faded away completely and removed herself, or he's removed her from his memories. But yeah, and also the significance of slow zoom again, building that intensity, making us focus on Ruthie. So this is a shot when he's by himself in the cab. He looks quite sad and depressed and regretful. Yeah.
Sad times. No, that's not good about those memories.
It's a hard time. Second part of lip syncing. This is we scattered this throughout the music video, nicely as well.
Because that is another convention, really.
Yeah. We didn't put it too frequently, but we gave it like nice long bursts where the audience could connect, and then he would disappear, and then you would go back into the story, fall back into the narrative, then you would come back and you would get the realism of his heartbroken state he's in.
Despondence.
Yeah.
So this is again another kind of clip showing him. He is retracing his steps and looking down and remembering he's going to these places, and as he's there, he kind of looks at, and they bring back memories of Ruthie. So.
Yeah. And this is him. This connects to the taxi scene. The fact that now he's in London, and he's remembering memories from London because they travelled around a lot. We assume they do. We will never know.
Enigma.
Yeah. But yeah. Wait, sorry. Just going back to the shot. Actually, the low angle shot, typically it's a high angle shot, isn't it? A high angle shot empowers a person, but the fact that he's so small and compared to his surroundings,
even compared to that, to the structure,
makes him seem so insignificant. Which is what we love this shot. And it's just so weird because the juxtaposition between the high angle shot and the spacing around him, it just completely cuts out the strength that normally a high angle shot signifies, and you're left with this insignificant speck of a person who's just kind of surrounded by this, not darkness but like grey, which is just kind of represents his mind. And then we move on to the low angle shot.
It's kind of like it's almost as if he's looking, because we were going to have the footage of him from that perspective. We saw him last looking down to that bench but empty, but then we didn't for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So we still have that idea of the same perspective. He is seeing it.
Yeah.
And it's just so.
And the power of what is it called in photography? With lines.
Composition. Rule of thirds.
No, just like lines in general. Like the diagonal lines and stuff. Okay, because the curvature lines in the other one, they were already angular. And it kind of gives this softness to the whole shot as well, because the bench is curved, the brickwork is curved, and it just kind of gives this softness about this. And also, of course, like we're saying, the low angle shot gives the feeling that James is watching this memory unfold before him of his past relationship.
This.
There was technical difficulties. I feel like.
So this is like kind of, again, we're experimenting with the high and low angles. We're looking up at them, but this time it's
more of the audience observing.
And it's kind of empower, because obviously they're both in. You pause. That's such a bad time.
Yeah, so.
Because it's kind of.
It makes them look more of like a happy couple. They look significantly more happy in this
massively.
shot, which is really nice. They look nice and warm. They look happy. They look comfortable. It was so cold that day.
Oh my God.
It was so cold that day. And yeah, this shot, and then the curves again. The line, it just all works. It all just comes to their faces. It all just moves to their faces, and you just focus on James and Ruthie.
The staircase.
Yeah, it was a good shot. And we also have a significantly more colour overlay on this as well, adding the more ethereal romantic look we were going for, and yeah.